walk as the board gets owned. Welcome to Dad's Drafts, your new homegrown.
Hello good people and welcome to another episode of Dad's Drafts. Today we're going to do something completely different. We're going to do the mixed up Premier Draft. Now I have no idea what cards are going to be in the set, but I know the previous, 10 sets pretty much by heart. So let's see how it goes. Maybe even more than 10 by the way. I've been playing since, Either Revolt, I guess. So that's a couple of years. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you have any feedback for me, feel free to let me know in the picks or the plays. And also feel free to click some buttons to help the channel out. Now let's see how this goes. Tomorrow I probably won't stream because it's my birthday tomorrow. So I don't think that will be happening, but you never know. Okay, so now I have a lot of reading to do. Let's just look at the commons and rares first. Exile target non-permanent opponent controls, and all tokens that player control with the same name as permanent. I think that's pretty good. Looking at the set, I can already see that there's probably something with tokens and stuff. I'm not sure if they balance a lot of stuff out, but here's a token, there's a token. So green-white seems to be tokens. 3-4. When a creature right target opponent creates 2 treasure tokens. I think that's pretty decent. I mean, it's big stats for 2 mana. Consigned to the pit. I'm getting so many flashbacks from all these sets. I've played all of them. Excuse me. This it is very annoying. I also didn't take the things for the children. I just saw that. I'm going to take this Legion of Ashes simply because I think it's the best card here. Now it might have been silly to first pick a multicolored card, but let's see how it goes. Makeshift Battalion, it's a pretty decent card if you can go wide. I forgot these by the way, so I had to pick them up quickly. No shouting children, so that's good. Defender Rider, Invasion of Oketra, okay. Enchant creature, otherwise it can't attack or block. Okay, well it seems, we don't know if we're doing anything with humans yet, so I'm not sure if that's good. I like Defender Rider. I think that's pretty decent. Keeps the options open. Target creature with extra plus artifact. That seems very specific. I'll get the tap land. I have no idea what I'm doing at the moment, so I might as well. Excuse me for my throat. It's very annoying. I'm not sure how I can fix it. Man. Okay, well, maybe that helps. When this artifact enters, or is put in the graveyard, you draw a card and you lose life. I think it's pretty decent. Delver Torch, so they're doing some dungeon stuff. I think this one is actually pretty decent. The 3/3, and I know you both draw a card, but most of the times you are the one that gets the upside from the card draw. I do recall Pest Summoning. How was it again with Lessons? There was something with Lessons. Why is it not explained? What was it with Lessons? Oh, you can put them in your sideboard or something, and you can, when you learn a lesson, you can get it, I think. Something like that. Okay, well, let's just take the Pest Summoning or the Drought. Well, let's go for the Drought. Private Eye, okay. I'm not sure how good that is, because I think there's not that many detectives in the set. But whenever you draw your second card each turn, target detective can be blocked. I think that's okay. Something with dungeons, yeah. Cleave, target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that, or that player discards a card. I think it's already pretty decent. I do like the Dusk Charger as well. And you get the City's Blessing when you have 10 or more permanents. Man, I'm having so many flashbacks. I'll take the Charger. I think the odds of us going into black are bigger than something else. Now there's a black-white, and we already have a black-white rare, so at least it seems like black-white is open. But I'm not sure if I assume that they have probably put some warriors in, otherwise they wouldn't have put this card in. This one is also pretty good, by the way. But I'm going to take this Chief of the Scale. Maybe there are some warriors, and then this is actually pretty decent, and it's already 2/3 for 2 in our colors, which is okay. Temple of the Dragon Queen. Yeah, refill this dragon card from your hand. I don't think that will happen a lot. 3-1, it's okay. Bone Splinters is pretty decent. And oh, you have to sacrifice a creature, that's unfortunate. I'll get a Bone Splinters here. I think it's a decent removal. I mean, it's way outdated, of course. Nowadays you just get exile for this cost. Such like for a Planeswalker card, well, no idea if we will. Wow. Okay, well, I'm taking this Priest. I don't really care about this Flyer and this one. White seems wide open. But this Priest, when it enters, gain 1 life and draw a card for 3 mana, 2/1 is just very strong. So let's just do that. Not seeing any other warriors. Oh, there's a warrior. That's very situational. When it's creature enters, you must put the target enchantment card from your grave on top of the library. If you do, you gain life equal to the mana value. We don't have any enchantments yet. But considering we're most definitely black and white, because it seems very open, I think we will probably end up there. So we will probably get some kind of enchantment removal, or what is it? An enchantment that removes something from the opponent. And it can end in the graveyard. So I think the Storyteller is okay. Not sure if he will play it, but still. And let's see if we can get this to work. So a way to sacrifice this or whatever. So far, this is just a 2/3. And it's interesting, you can really see the power creep in the sets when you play things like this. I mean, this set is... I'm not even sure if I played with this set. This is a few years old, and nowadays you just see, what is it? 2 2s or 2 3s, which pump everything with +1/+1 of a type. This is just +0/+1, so I'm not even sure how good that is. Scoundrels, okay, well the downside of course is it rams the opponents. I don't know how good this is. If you can get a few hits in with this, I think it's pretty decent. But since we have the Bone Splinters, I'm just going to take the Haunted Witness. I'm not sure how good the pirates are. I mean, they are uncommon, but I think the downs... Imagine you play that on turn 2. You get 1 swing and then the opponent kills it on turn 3. Then on turn 4, the opponent has 6 mana instead of 4. I think it can really bite you in the ass. Well, at least my... Excuse me, at least my throat is no longer acting up. What do you do? For Mirrodin? What was it again? When it enters, attach it to it. Yeah, so it's... okay, so you get a 2/2 whenever you do it. Pretty decent. I think I want to go for the Battalion. Since we want to try and go wide anyway. It's not a warrior, but it's something. Oh, there's the Adapt, which... Adapt? I think this was from the set when you had the party mechanic. Where you got bonus for if you had a warrior and a wizard and whatever. Okay, well I don't think we're going to do any dungeon stuff, so I might as well take a combat trick. And if the opponent is tapped out, this can still be a pretty decent finisher. But I prefer not to play it, of course. So we want to go wide. It seems to have many permanents, so we could focus on Ascend and Warriors. But I've not seen any other warriors. At the beginning of your combat of your turn, if you both own and control this creature and a creature named Midnight Scavengers. If you have that, exile them, then melt. I'm not sure what Midnight Scavengers was. Oh my goodness, that's a biggie. I don't think I know this one. Oh man. I I mean, I think it's a very good card. If you can get one swing in, you pretty much win the game. If you can give this haste, that will be crazy. Yeah, we are pretty far into white-black, I think. And I don't think I can double splash red. I don't think I can do it. Instant exile all cards from grip. I think that's pretty strong. I'll just take the Wanderer Strike. Okay, what do you do? Other creatures you control that are enchanted by auras. Oh, that's pretty good. We could still pick up some auras. I saw some cheap auras coming around. Let's see if mana on treasure was spent. Pretty decent. I like the Hair Apparent if you can get a lot of them, but I don't expect there will be many. Assassin is okay. At the beginning of your combat turn, if you've got 3 or more creatures with different powers, this creature gains lifelink. Okay. Well, if it was like first strike, then it would have been more interesting. But lifelink is, you know, lifelink won't win you the game. And even if we only get like 1 enchantment, this is still a 4/4 flyer for 4, which I think in this setup and format is pretty decent. I think we'll have to... oh, that's actually pretty good for us. Bestow, you can put it on for 6. Bestow if you cast an aura spell, enchant creature. So that's something we can enchant with. But I think we'll go for the side swipe. We won't draw a card, but sacrificing stuff to kill anything is very good. Just like the Bone Sprinters. This is just a strictly better Bone Sprinters, to be honest. The game is a bit lagging. That's very annoying. Oh, I remember this. I do remember that. Offering. Kicker sacrifice a creature. Yeah. Okay. I think that's okay. But we need more 2-drop creatures as well. Yeah, the game is really... I'm not sure. It's not my PC. I mean, my PC is... well, let's just say... a bit too good to run this game. So I'm not even sure what it is. I'll probably just reboot after the picking is done. Or not reboot, just restart the game. So I'm not sure. What is... Midnight Scavengers, was that like a 4-drop or something? Let me look it up. MTG Midnight Scavengers, black cards, a 5-drop, okay. So there's an aura, which is interesting. Okay, that's not interesting. I'm going to take this card. Too bad we don't have any other warriors. Dying to Serve enchantment. When you discard 1 or more cards, create a 2/2 black zombie creature. I don't think we have any ways to discard at the moment. So I think that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's not something we can do. Or well, we could do it, but I'm not going to do it. I'll just take this 2-drop, which is okay in the late game, I guess. I think we do need more 2-drop creatures, so... But as I said before, simply no warriors yet. The most annoying thing about this lag spike that the game is having is that sometimes it doesn't register my clicks. A 3/3 with downside, and it was just normal back then. Yeah, I think we'll take another removal. I think there's some pretty sick cards in this set that you want to have removed. But now I'll just focus mainly on creatures. Hopefully some 2-drops. Okay, so there's another enchantment. When it enters, choose. We don't have any ninjas or rogues, I'm pretty sure. So you can flicker something. I think that's not terrible. I think it's better than the Siegecraft, even though we have something with enchantments. Yep. Now I'm not even sure if there's some kind of deck list or whatever that I could have studied. Not that I would have, but we've got some card draw, we've got decent removal. We don't really have a win con yet. I mean, we can go wide, I guess, a bit. I think like this Arcan is one of our win conditions, but we don't have a lot of ways to enchant our stuff. We don't have any artifacts, unfortunately, no treasures. I'll go for this one then. Curve is looking okay, must admit. Okay, I already wanted this to come around. I don't think it's amazing, but considering what we're trying to do, I think it could be pretty decent. Oh, that was a fun set, Ikoria. I'm really sorry about the what is it, the stutter in the game. You can see it here with the flames. It's not something I normally have, so I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems like my PC is having a hard time. Or the game is just acting up. I mean, there's not really a update going or something. Alright, last pack. So there's one of the enchantments again. I think this is one of the better ones. But there's also this Oketra. 3/6 double strike. It can't attack or block unless you control 3 other creatures. Yeah, well, I have to take the Oketra. I think we're already trying to go wide. With this, I would like the Breathe Your Last as well, but I'm just going to take the Oketra and hope that we pick up some more 2-drops that helps go wide. Search library for a black card. Yeah, I don't really care about that. A cheap enchantment. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Oh, I would like the Inspired Charge, but I think I need 2-drops more than the Inspired Charge at the moment. We're kind of lacking creatures. I don't think these rats are good at all. I don't think the Spirit is good at all. Toolcrafter Trainer. At the beginning of combat, if you control the yes, that was Coven. Target creature you control gets double strike. That can be pretty decent. I think that's very strong. We are missing a top end thing. We are high enough on removal. I'm just going to take this Soul Caller. I think by the chances of us having something in the graveyard by turn 5 are pretty big. But our curve is not amazing. Return target artifact or non-aura enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield with X counts on it. Seems very situational, probably not good. I think that one is okay. It's a bit slow. Ah, Amon Cat, good stuff. Well, nothing really excites me here. Non-aura enchantment. We have some enchantments. There was nothing interesting in the thing really. 2-drop. I think we do need 2-drops. Yeah. We just need to curve out here. I wonder how many non-aura enchantments we have. 3 enchantments and only 2 auras, so yeah, we can't really play that. 2 cards put on into hand, other in graveyard shuffle, yeah, okay. Destroy target artifact enchantment. Yeah. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses life. We don't have enough life gain to make any of this work. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? I think this is about to be our deck. I mean, it's not really impressive, I must admit. This is only creatures. Yeah, so I couldn't even bounce this one. I mean, the colors were very open, but of course we got the Oketra, but that's about the only bomb that we had, or that we got. So I have no idea what to expect from this deck. I think it will just be, what is it, maybe 1 win or something. Okay, so we don't have any gates. I think we could use the Paratrooper, since we need 2 drops and we want to go wide. But we don't have a lot of ways to go wide. Do we have any? We do have some creatures with enter the battlefield stuff. Man, this game star is very annoying. Oh, there's the Inspire Charge. Well, let's just hope that we can go wide enough, because Oketra demands it. Archon, and I'm not sure how good that is. I'm going to not play this one. So we want to have creatures on the battlefield. I thought all the cards that they picked would have been more, or there's some kind of cohesion that I'm not seeing. But I expected it to be more, well, more cohesion. Like there are some cards that do something with cycle, but it's too few to do something with, it seems. There are some cards that do something with whatever, artifacts, but there's not enough artifacts. So it's a strange thing to draft, and hopefully everybody just has mediocre decks. I think that would save us. I'll just play 16 lands because, you know, it's MTG Arena. Yeah. I think the Storyteller is not amazing. We don't have enough enchantments to make it work. Alright, let's see how it goes. At least I didn't go into 3 colors, which I think would have been terrible. I mean, the black-white deck is not made to... I'm just going to do a quick reboot. The black-white deck is not made to ramp into 7 mana. So it is an interesting set to draft. Or interesting cards. I'm just not really seeing the whole, well, I'm going to go into this direction, for instance. It's just a mishmash of cards, with my experience, of course. Maybe the real pros can get something to work. 2-drop, 3-drop, removal spell. I'll keep it. You have Flash and Flying, so 5 and Pump. That's not too bad. I'm just going to flash in the Paratrooper. I don't think he will. An 0-4 with Disturb. So if this dies, it will be to his advantage, and he can... Once again, Disturb, you may cast this card from your graveyard, transform for... So 6 mana, 4-4. Okay. This is not... Oh, this is Exile. I think it's no real threat just yet. Okay. Let's just see if we can deal as much damage as possible without losing too many creatures. But it seems like our opponent is going to kill the battalion, or he's just going to read it, of course, that's also an option. Okay. Nothing amazing just yet. If we draw another land, we can pump this, which would be decent. And if he then expects a pump, we can maybe do the inspired charge and do a bigger blowout, so to say. But so far, at least my cards are just mediocre cards. Nothing impressive. And you know, there's of course the chance that our opponent has something big. This would be an interesting attack. I'm not sure why you would attack. I think you would want to keep the blocker behind for the battalion, because now if I do remove something that he plays, we can just attack freely. Or he knows for sure that he's going to remove it now. No land, unfortunately. Might as well exile that instead of the 0-4. And we could always just kill that by sacrificing something. Opponent is taking his time to think. But it's not going very fast. I assume he plays something, right? The stats on this paratrooper are just... You know, a 2-1 would have been too good, but I think a 1-2 is just too bad. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, there's a land, which is decent. So this cannot attack or block. We don't have any... Well, we could destroy it with a permanent, perhaps. I see no point in sacrificing this one right now. I mean, maybe he plays another binding at some point. It's just a common, so he could. And then the Legions to Ashes is actually pretty good. Yep. So the reboot seems to have helped. Good old eagle. Now that is something that we could sacrifice. We could proliferate. I want the eagle gun anyway. So I think we have to bone splinter something here. So it would still die and it would kill 2 of his stuff. I think this is fine. So we go bone splinters. And we'll just keep the other removal spell for this one that he's probably going to play. Now I wish I had something to remove something from his graveyard. Exile it. We do have some kind of attacks next turn, depending on what he plays. Yep. Blue-white flyers, that's good stuff. I'm not sure what's best. Either to exile whatever he's going to play now, or to exile this binding and attack with a 6/5. If you could double spell, I would probably go exile the binding and play something else, and then the next turn use the charge. No double spell. At least this can block. I think that's the best thing here to do. Or I'll just take 4. I can block the Charmed Clothier. Clothier, I guess. We'll take 4 if he attacks with the Generous Soul. Opponent's still at 20. And I'm not even sure what we have. Well, maybe we have something to return a creature from the graveyard or something. That might work. I'm glad we got rid of the eagle, otherwise it would have been terrible. My goodness. We're just... playing one thing every turn is just terrible. +2/+1. I think we just have to let him attack. And then hopefully do some kind of blocks, which are good, maybe with the charge. But I think he'll only attack with the soul. Which is strange, because we don't really have to use the inspired charge. Maybe he forgot, I'm not sure. Okay. Seems like our opponent made a mistake, which is to our advantage. This doesn't have vigilance, unfortunately. He will have more flyers incoming. I think we have to exile something. Now, do we keep up the charge? I still think we have decent blockers. Okay. Well, now I know my answer. Oh, my action. We're using the charge defensively, I think. I think we're just dead here. This is like the worst thing that we could have to do, and we're at 1. We just milled our, you know, the stuff that you want to draw. So we're not dead yet. We have 1 more turn. And the paratrooper is going to die anyway, so might as well sacrifice it. But we need some kind of crazy top deck here to be able to... Okay. Yep. He had a lot of flyers and he had some good stuff. And it was very slow, my goodness. Opponent taking his dear time to think, and we were not really drawing any stuff that's like draws more cards or is an enchantment that does something, or so it went as I expected. As I said before, this deck I don't think it's particularly good. I think we're just lacking like 1 and 2 drops to make sure that we curve out. And also we have a lot of stuff that does something with a full board, and I don't think we got any like enters the battlefield, make another token or something. Like there were some in blue. Okay, I'll keep this. Hope to draw a 2-drop or maybe the black source to have our removal up to snuff. Okay, well there's our removal. If he attacks, I'm going to block, of course. I think the Death Touch is very annoying for us. Oh. I might just actually kill that with the offering. Because I don't want him to ramp. Energy stuff. As you get energy, you may pay 1. If you do auto target, attacking creature gets flying. Okay. This is actually pretty decent now. We could play this, sacrifice, artifact or vehicle, so we cannot even kill a Johnny. Well, this was fun. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you going to do? Which one do we do? I think we kill the hawk. And I am going to try and attack a Johnny. Simply because if he doesn't have any creatures, this gets worse. And now maybe if we top deck a land, we can kill the Ajani simply by exiling something and attacking with everything. +2 vigilance, yeah. Wow. Okay, well, there's still hope. Unless he can return the Ajani, then I'll be very sad. Okay, so at least we can attack. No land, unfortunately. We might draw bone splinters. We don't have any. Maybe we do have a white 1-mana thing. Well, it's something white. I'll just attack with this. Maybe I could have also attacked with the Priest of Ancient Lore, but bestow 6. This creature deals and double strike. Okay. Well, he has the birds. Okay. So this one is already a pretty decent attacker. Let's put some pressure on him. Can still exile something, and we have this. But of course I would like to play this kicked. Getting 3 creatures on the board for 6 mana is very good. Okay. So now he could block that. If he has no answer to the Wandering Strike, I think we are pretty good here. But I think this is actually better. Of course we kill the bird. Okay, so it seems like we're not the only ones who have like a... They have an Ajani, though. So... might be considered an overkill, but I think we'll just try it. I want him dead before he draws any more cards, so now he has to jump that one, he'll go down to 3. And we still have some options to go very wide. Okay, good game. Well, that went to our advantage. I thought when the opponent played the Ajani, we were pretty much dead. But it seems like he didn't have a follow-up play, which saved us. And it was crazy for him to sacrifice the Ajani simply to get a 2-drop back. I think I would have just plussed and make the Scorpion bigger. Okay, 1-1. No 2-drop, unfortunately. I'll keep this. If we put anything on the board on turn 2 or 3, I think we're good. We can play this on turn 4, and then we'll just have an engine plus this. Would love to draw something to put something on the board on turn 2, actually. But, you know, odds are very slim, especially if you draw the bone splinters. Guess I have to play this unkicked. Very good card. I mean, even with the having to discard something, it's just great. There's not a lot of draw and discard effects in the white. Okay. So next turn, Oketra. I hope we keep drawing lands for a while, so that we can go wide enough for the Oketra to attack at some point. Wow, he's not attacking. Okay, so we are drawing lands, which is good. Turn 6 we can attack with the Oketra, but I think he's going to get exiled, of course, because he probably has some kind of exile removal stuff. But you know, that's not terrible. What do you do? Wow. Okay, well, we are drawing stuff, so that's good. We'll have 3 other creatures. I think I'm going to block with the doll with the Ravine Raider if he attacks again, because we will have enough creatures for the Oketra. Could also go Oketra, make a token, and Bone Splinters, depending on what he plays. Now let's just apply some pressure here. +1/+1 and double strike. Wow, that's quite the overkill. We cannot do both. Now I'll just block the Cult Healer and make a token and kill the Aven. And then of course it feels like our board is empty because this cannot do anything, but as long as we keep drawing some lands, maybe we can put some tokens on the board. And these tokens have vigilance, which is important to know. I think it's going to swing for 5 again. Okay, so now I think we just make a token and destroy his stuff. Oh, that's actually a very good draw. It's a very good draw. Okay. Ironically, that might have been like the best top deck that we could get. And now with the Inspired Charge, I think we're okay, depending on what the opponent puts on the board. We have very good attacks. One mana common is the best draw of the game. Okay, so I think we still win here, especially if he attacks. Yeah. Okay, he has vigilance. So I'll just assume that he's not going to... He has to block the Oketra. I think I'll use the Inspired Charge anyway. Okay, well, and then I think he's just dead. Yep. Alright, we got there. Good keep. So I actually drew a 1-drop actually, but I think it did enough for the Oketra to be useful. 2-1. So far, pretty decent. I think it's just a matter of that somewhat used to all the powerhouse from the last set, so your deck feels less strong. But then it turns out that pretty much everybody has a deck which is not as strong, so you know, maybe we'll be fine. Sure, not the best 3-drop. So, but I think we can keep this. We've got some removal stuff to get it back. And of course we'll probably draw something useful. But Hunter the Witness, MVP of the last game. And what do you do? Okay. Five mana, return it. It's very expensive, but if you can get to the late game, this is just something that keeps coming back. Sacrifice this creature, return target creature card from grave to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Okay, well, he probably has some stuff. I don't think I want to use my exile for that. So I'll just destroy that before stuff gets out of hand. And of course not attack, since it has summoning sickness. Exile a card from our hand. I don't think I want to get rid of the land card. I think the Inspired Charge is probably the worst at the moment, simply because we don't have anything to inspire when charging. You know, you've got to play something, and if he actually kills this or this dies at some point, I can use the Soul Color later on. And this is a pretty decent thing to get back and put on the Soul Color, actually. Okay, that's fine. Okay, don't care about that. I hopefully will gain some life again by attacking this turn. No 5th lands, but we still have some turns. Just need a 5th land and then I think we'll be good. Okay. Let's see if this resolves. Should have played it after combat, by the way. Okay, well. So this is 6 mana to make this a 8 damage engine every turn. But we've got to remove his stuff too. I'm just going to keep the lifelinker behind now to jump with. Oh, this is a huge blowout. Okay, well, that is very unfortunate. We've got plenty of removal and some life gain, so I think we just take it. But it's not ideal. I would like to pump this somehow. Okay, so I think we have to kill that. That is life gain. And I think it's fine exiling that one. Unless we draw something else useful. Okay. So the question is it best to exile this and then just block? Or is it best to keep this up as a combat trick? No, I don't want him to attack with a settled dude. So I think now I'll just trade the thing for something. Well, we'll gain 1, hopefully. So we can take 2 damage and we'll just block the ghoul. Maybe we'll have to exile the coil bug, by the way. I think we have to. We've got another kind of removal spell, I guess. Could also do the offering in his turn, or at the end of his turn. Okay. That is very unfortunate. That is a very good instant spell. So we'll go down to 3, and I think we're pretty much dead next turn. All we can do is gain something that we can put on the life gain soldier. Like an enchantment that pumps. Nope. Yeah, we're just dead. 6 instant speed 1/1s. Nothing we can do against that. Especially with the board the state that we had. Alright, 2 and 2. Let's see if we can maybe snatch 1 more win. Telgard the Terrible. Alright. Let's just hope to draw a swamp, and then I think we'll be good for a while. But I admit it's not the best hand. I hope that he's terrible at the game. That would really help. Swamp, please. Well, that's unfortunate. Yep. Yeah, this is amazing. Oh, come on, deck. Perhaps I shouldn't have kept, but you know. We could at some point just kill all his tokens with the, what is it, whatever thing. The exile all tokens, so if he gets a lot of stuff, you know, that might be the plan. So now we get 6 damage. Can't really put many creatures on the board, unfortunately. We are far from ascending. Let's just hope that he at some point stops attacking, but I assume he has. So now we take 7. Yeah, maybe it was a bad keep. Maybe I took too much risk. he has something else. Five. That won't work. Well, 2 and 3. I am not very dissatisfied, though the last game was a bit of a dud. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like what I did, feel free to click some buttons, it helps out. And if you have any feedback for me, also feel free to let me know. And I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Grab the card, shuffle dreams in the palms. Dad's drafts roll heavy, we bombing like psalms. Stacks on the table, strategies to flex. Running these lines like counterspell checks. Dad drafts in the zone, pulling rares from the throne. Mana on the stack, magic seeds we've sown. From poppers to planeswalkers, the board gets owned. Welcome to Dad's drafts, your new homegrown. Welcome to Dad's drafts, your new homegrown.